Alrighty guys, good morning. Well, today I'm just moving a bunch of dirt. This is this old junk dirt here that I actually moved here several years ago. I actually pulled a bunch of dirt where my trailer's sitting right there, put a bunch of gravel in, and that's what this is over here. This is a business, and there used to be a house off that side of the shop, and the folks that started this business, that was actually their home place. And so anyway, several years ago, 6 years ago at least, I tore the house down. And anyway, I had to scrape that entire lot off because they wanted to make it into a parking lot. So I scraped that entire lot off, and that's what all of this is. That's some of the concrete from the house. But anyway, so I'm going to try to get all of this out of here. This dirt's a little bit more rough. I just moved one load of that, and I've forgotten how good that topsoil is. So I want to leave that to the last, because we're actually backfilling around the house, just kind of about a mile away. As a crow flies, a half a mile. But so anyway, I'm gonna need to leave it to last so I can use it to top everything off with. I wish I had some nice fill dirt that I could put down first before I put this on it. But this stuff here, it's got some concrete and stuff in it. So I'm going to utilize this first, and then we'll wait and put that on the top. But we need to let this other settle, because this was a dig out for a crawl space house that I done last year, I believe it was, and I've got some video of that. So anyway, we're going to just move dirt today. Nothing exciting, but hey, at least it's not pond clean outs, right? Alrighty guys, well, this is the first job since the loader repair over here, so for a little while I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it. As soon as I get done with this job, I've got to get back over and get that tree clearing area that I started on, that tree clearing job rather I started on, before I had the brake, the loader brake. And so this is still decent dirt in and of itself, but this is again not as good as what I just hauled over there. So you can't get in this area that we're in right now when it's wet, because it's a swamp. All we're wanting to do is backfill around the house, crawl space, and so we don't care if we've got any grass or crap like that in it. We don't care. Gotta keep an eye on my cutting edges too. customers, and I had close to 30 ponds to clean out this year. I think I got 22 or something like that, I think. Plus trying to do other stuff too, so anyway, it's been kind of crazy. there's this house project. Anyway, I got to go in and backfill all around this, and septic guys was supposed to put the septic tank out there where the trampoline's at. Instead they put it here, and I had a big pile of black dirt here that I dug out, was going to use to backfill this, and they so graciously laid it in here to cover this up. So anyway, that's why I'm having to bring this in. Like I said, on this we've got to go up, you know, have to come up to about like this on this below that vent. So they're gonna have to get a crawl space well to get out here for us. So then there's some rough, there's a pile of rough dirt there that I'm going to take. I've got the 850 out behind. I'm going to take that rough dirt and get in around the footing and stuff like that, get spread out down through there, and then I'll put this on here because I've got to come out, you know, I've got to come out and taper that down. That vent over there on that side, that far vent, it's all crooked anyway, so we may end up by doing away with that vent because I may need to get a little bit more slope away. We'll see. I wish they'd have raised that one up more, but the rest of these should be fine. The ground slopes, you can't really tell, but the ground takes a big slope down. That's why this house is raised up so much. It'll allow them to give me enough room to slope back, get the water turned. It also slopes this way too, towards me. Tie over there, sloping down this way. So, you know, so I hated to raise it up so much, but really didn't have a choice. As you can see, the tanks here, the lateral fields, you can see the runs. Probably 1, 2, 3, 4 runs there. So I got to stay as far this way as I can go. So I'm gonna have to stay Might stay away from that. Like I said, we'll probably, there's piles of creek gravel that we used to put in there under the porch. Saved him a ton of money that way. There's a rough pile here that I've got to get spread out, kind of tapered in around the back side of the porch here. And we'll probably put the topsoil, or we'll probably bring dirt up to where these stays are at, probably something like that, and just slope it down. This, as you can kind of see, this takes a big slope down this way, so we just want to get some dirt up along down through here and just kind of taper it out. So anyway, it'll all work out. just like that. It seems like I always do. Somebody's going to comment on why I'm so far away from the truck when I'm trying to load this. The reason is, I don't know if you can see it, this ground, there's nothing but topsoil here and it's extremely wet. And so I'm trying to make my turns gradual and not just crank in here and start screwing myself into the ground. So that's the reason. Not only that, but there's a fence right there. You can probably see this fence. This dirt's right up next to the fence, so I have to kind of be careful. And I'm trying to keep the truck over here as far to this side as I can, because once it gets down in here, it's nothing but marsh down in here. So I'm kind of limited on how I can do this and not tear the heck out of the ground, or get the truck where it's going to pump the ground up and I start getting stuck. So I'm just trying to be slow and methodical and not just tear the crap out of the ground. So anyway, if you follow me on Instagram, and that's at Dirt Daddy 953, you can see this is the repair that was made. And so anyway, so far so good. Shouldn't have any more problems with it. Looks like you've done a good job of welding. But if you go back and look at my Instagram, but we put this plate on it because you can see from the factory, there's only this much material above this pin boss on this side. The other side just like this side is, basically. So anyway, he went in, added this plate, kept it up high, but it had cracked straight up and all the way around to about the 5:30 position, 6 o'clock, somewhere's down in there. So he had to air arc all that out around the entire pin boss. It was cracked all the way through. So we had to basically blow that all around, re-weld the pin boss up, put this plate in here, re-weld it, cab had to come off. So anyway, it was an ordeal. We got this plate in here now. Cat just used 3/8. Why not use a little bit thicker, 1/2 inch? So we put another 3/8 on it to back it up. I'll try to remember to put some photos in there of how it was cracked up and everything, but again, this is the first job back. This ought to be a nice easy job, but you can see how much difference there is here where the pin boss. The other one was literally a 1/2 inch above the pin boss. This one is much taller because of the return to dig systems here. And everybody that I've talked to, and since I posted this, there's been a lot of people say, yep, mine done the same thing. So it's a weak point in these machines. And so they said it's always the left side, it's never the right side, and that's because of the extra material here. So anyway, that was a boo-boo on Cat's part. The true test will be when I get back out and start laying trees down and stuff. But I think it'll be just fine. I can't imagine it going ahead. And there was some concern about down in here being cracked as well. So, and over here on this side, he said he checked it and he didn't feel that it was cracked. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. But anyway, all right, let's get back to hauling and moving dirt. Alrighty guys, we're done for today. We probably got some rain coming in. Probably won't be able to get back out here for a little while, but as you can see, several loads of topsoil brought in here. Well, I don't know how long it'll last, but anyway, all in all, turned out pretty good.